Hi, Gary Chillingworth here for Airgun World Magazine, Shooting Country TV. Welcome to the Life at the Range podcast.
Whoa!
Hang
Whoa,
on.
whoa, whoa.
Hang on a minute. Hang on.
Roll the real credits.
Bugger off.
Welcome to Pellet and Target.
Hey, look, it's worth a try. I've got to
the
get
Gary
more
show
lights
again,
somehow. How are you, chap?
How you doing, Gar?
That's the only reason we've got you on.
I'm
Oh, good.
Said.
Oh, good. How are you?
I've just had a... Oh, looks like we've killed Sed. Is he still there?
It looks like he's gone, yeah. We'll just keep going. He'll pop up.
He'll appear.
Oh, and he's back.
Oh, there
He's
we
coming
go.
back.
He's back.
God, I'm getting confused.
Like a bad
He was
smell.
on my right, now he's on my left. So, gentlemen,
Yeah.
thank you very much for having me, inviting me to the podcast. I've watched the first few episodes. Really interesting. I think it's a great thing that you're doing.
Good.
Thanks
Thank
very
you.
much.
Yeah.
It's good to have you on board, Gar. You know that when we met a couple of times actually, haven't we?
We have.
We've gone again.
Well, let's just keep going.
Obviously,
Yes, it
it's
is.
that cold power
yeah, so-
internet they've got in
Yeah,
Wales.
What
it's
have you-
really good to have you on board, Gary.
That's it, yeah.
Definitely. Swap sides again.
Yeah.
Said you were saying.
Yeah.
So,
No getting rid.
as I told you, Gary, when we met you was my hero, weren't you? I told you because when I first started airgun shooting, me and the boys used to watch your stuff all the time, and you helped me and progress me to how bad I am now. So it's quite quite an accomplishment, really.
No.
This is going to be an
If he wants
interesting
to
video.
It's gonna be one of them
know what it
days.
is now.
You know.
Absolutely. It is. Anyway, shall we move on? We normally start with
Yes.
what we've been up to this weekend. So I think Keith might be wanting to say something about what he got up to.
Well,
Keith?
this weekend was the final weekend of the Furnace Mill Rose Bowl. And one way or another, I managed to win the sixth competition.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Quite pleased with
Very
that.
nice.
Well
Yes,
done.
won it with quite a decent percentage as well. I was well pleased. I was into the 90s.
Well, never.
Nice.
Yeah, it was yeah. So the last three rounds, I did a 51, a 53, and a 53, which really pleased with. Stands me in good stead, hopefully, for the next
Yeah.
couple of weeks.
Was
Yeah,
was
not
apart
too
from
good,
that,
I hope.
I didn't do much.
Was
Say
it
again?
a small,
You're gonna be
a
shooting
small
at the
turnout,
Worlds?
was it?
Yeah,
There's only
Yeah. I am shooting the worlds. Yeah, I did thank Simon Minnie for not doing it.
Or anything. No, are
With
you
all
shooting
guns.
at the
Yes.
Worlds, Kate?
So what did you do? Yeah.
I am shooting at the Worlds, yes. I'm hoping to get a run of form and hopefully, last year I was top 5. I'd love to be in the medals. That's my thing. That if I can get in the medals at the Worlds, I will have had a top year.
Yeah.
But we'll
Yeah.
see.
Definitely.
Well, with
Yes.
schools like 51,
Yeah. Well, you got a chance because I'm not going, so
it's-
that'll help.
Well, that's one less person I can stand on top of.
well, with schools like
Yeah,
51,
that's true.
You're competing with everyone.
It
Now.
just keeps disappearing and coming back.
Yeah, I'm having trouble. I am.
Yeah.
Can anyone?
Yeah, I'm certainly up and around now. So we'll see. It's all good.
Yeah, I think so. I think you got a good chance there, I think.
Yeah, we can. You're very
Yeah, we
quiet,
can hear you,
but we
Gary.
can
Yeah,
hear you.
absolutely. Yeah, I think we keep cutting in and out, but
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
Keep- persevering for a few more minutes. Right, we're back again. Okay, so we had a few connection issues. Gary's moved into another room, as you can tell, where it's always Christmas, I've noticed, in the conservatory.
It's the famous bit of the conservatory where my spring went flying across the room. For anyone who watches my incompetent
It is.
videos.
Yes, I did see that one. Yeah, just keep going. Okay, so
Just keep
this
going,
weekend, so Keith won his sticks. I went to Throckmorton with my family. Took my dad, my nephew, my sister, and her boyfriend. They all came to visit, so we all went down for a shoot. My dad and my nephew actually shoot with Scouts, so I wanted to try and get them into HFT.
Cool.
Nephew seemed to really enjoy it. First, we went for a little shoot around the course. The first one he did was a kneeling supported shot off the sticks, and he got it straight away. So he's not coming anymore. So,
Cool.
but yeah, Gary, what did you get up to? Anything?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't shooting this weekend. A couple of weeks back, I was very lucky to be invited to the Old Sergeant's Mess Shooting Club at Bisley, where I got to shoot a 260, 22 LR, a 44 Magnum Winchester, a 308 Savage, to 600 yards, and also 303 Lee Enfield. And my weekend was basically editing about 4 hours worth of footage down to two 45-minute videos, which we're going to have coming up fairly soon. And, you know, I think, as Seth will tell you, my shooting has not been particularly well at the moment. And I'm going to give the spring gunning, put it to the side one bit. So I need to have a bit of a reset. So I've just deliberately had 2 or 3 weeks off shooting before I go back. So I thought, get some editing done, get some filming done. And that's pretty much what I got up to at the weekend.
Oh, cool.
Still sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
If you're shooting
So
at the
say
end,
that again, Keith?
getting your shoulder fixed as well.
Do you know
So
what?
if you're
It was
shooting at the
ridiculous.
Enfield, it was getting
I
your
was
shoulder
shooting this
repaired as well.
260 out at 200 yards, and I shot about a 2 minute of angle group. And this very, very nice guy, that's about a 4-inch group, 200 yards. And this very nice guy who had the Lee Enfield, and I've always wanted to shoot one, allowed me to shoot it. And I shot almost as good a group with the peep sight as I did with the telescopic sight. Amazing gun. You know, they're 100 and whatever years old, and they're still psychotically accurate.
Yeah. Cool. Well, me on the weekend, I went over to Nelson and done a bit of HFT. I haven't been over there for a couple of weeks. It's been about a month since I've shot HFT because I've been going a little bit into FT lately because of all the clubs around my area. So I went over with my spring gun, and I've been shooting a PCP only for FT. So I went over with my spring gun, and I was dreadful, to be honest. Like I just about got 40. So it was one of the worst I've ever shot, and all the boys I've been shooting with for ages have come up and kicked my butt, to be honest. Like, so I've just done the spring again now on my TX. I put a Titan spring back in it, and now it's back there again. So I've zeroed it roughly in the garden, but I've got to go up the range now tomorrow because we've got a good day tomorrow. So I'm off work tomorrow, so I'm going to take the TX up in the 97 up tomorrow and re-zero them, and bit of luck, they're feeling better, so a bit of luck I can get on and do something tidy with them, like, you know.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
Gary, tell you what I was going to ask, have you ever thought about shooting FT yourself? Have you ever thought about that, or?
Field target. Unfortunately, the farmer giles have been like really, really painful recently. So sitting on that cushion all the time, it's not particularly good for me. I'll be honest with you. I tried field target in the early days, and I haven't got the hips for it. I found sitting on that cushion really, really painful. And I tried and I tried and I tried. And, you know, the truth of the matter is, I think when I first started 20 odd years ago, if I'd have gone to an FT club first, I probably would have been an FT shooter.
Yeah.
And I'm a great believer that you end up doing what you end up doing.
Yeah.
You know, and I joined a very, very nice HFT club. And so I become an HFT shooter, and FT guys have told me they're really happy about that.
Oh, yeah. Well, you've done loads of good work for the HFT community. Fair play to you.
And lots of bad as well.
No.
There's quite a lot of good for
The
the
HFT community
as
and
well.
the
Say again,
FT
Keith?
community, they're lovely. I mean, they're lovely people.
Yeah. No, I was just saying that it's helped the
The
FT
thing is, no matter
community as
what
well by not
community
doing
or
it.
what tribe you're part of, you don't get many bad people in shooting sports.
No.
I can't really speak for shotgunners. I've met a couple of them that can be a bit dodgy, but certainly in the air rifle community, I've not really met any bad ones.
No.
Not really bad. Well, maybe one or two, but not many.
No, they're all. I thought that as well. Yeah.
I think there's one or two take themselves a bit seriously. So
Yeah,
I think
no.
there's one or two take themselves a bit too seriously. But I
The
think
thing is, though, I mean,
idiots like us
right,
don't really care.
let's take someone like Neil Palmer or James McLachlan, or Ben. Those people who are banging in 58s and 59s every single week.
I know.
That's not done by people just rocking up on a Sunday and shooting.
No.
That level of consistency and excellence is built on the range. When I was able to shoot, and there's a funny story behind that. Back in, I'm a train driver.
Yeah.
I had a fatality.
Yeah.
And I had quite a bit of time off work.
Yeah.
So part of my therapy, and I wouldn't recommend this for people with PTSD, but my therapist told me, or my psychiatrist told me, she knew I was a shooter, and I used it as my therapy. I would go and sit in the garden, and I would shoot, and I would shoot, and I would shoot, and I would practice every day, and I'd spend 2 or 3 days. I spent a fortune on pellets, and it really brought my shooting on.
Yeah.
And I then got into the England team in 2012, and then 2013, and Then as my son got older, and I had less time to practice, and and my scores are nowhere near what they used to be.
Yeah.
People like Neil, Ben, James, and things like that, they work really hard at this sport, and that's why they're the world champions.
That's right. Yeah.
There is one exception to this, and that's Alex Honeybunch. Alex Honeywell, when he won the first world championship, he was at Disco Bulgaria till 4 o'clock in the morning the night before, off his face, sort of staggering about, sobered up, came in, won the world championship, did it again for the WHFTO, and as my knowledge, has just done it again. So for him, yeah, but he's young and he's got the liver for it.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah. You're always going to get one or two, aren't you?
Oh God. Oh, God,
No.
Tell me about it.
if I tried that, I wouldn't be able
If I
to
have
get
too
good
strong a
at
cup of
that
coffee, I
last
can't
week,
shoot.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
So, have you got Phil? Have you got a question, Phil?
So one of the questions. Go on.
Yeah, I was just going to say, linked into what I said earlier about what I did at the weekend really was with my nephew there. Got me thinking to how do we think we can get younger people into the sport that we enjoy, and how can we get more juniors in there, because there aren't many about, are there?
No, you're very right, and it's really frustrating as a sport, because it's one of those few sports where girls and boys can compete against each other. And if you look at Teresa Reid, Teresa Reid will kick my ass every day of the week, and she's an amazing shooter. So the fact that I'm a 20-stone bloke and I could probably bench press her above my head, it's got nothing to do with how good you can shoot. She's just a better shooter than me. Bloody woman.
Can we book that in?
I know. But do you
you
remember
bench
Rudy
pressing
Goldslade?
Teresa. I'd love
Rudy
to see that.
Goldslade won the world championships at age 14. Not the junior class. He won everything at age 14.
Yeah.
So for a sport, it's really important for youngsters and women But the problem is, I had a young lad, and I photographed him for the magazine. There wasn't anything dodgy.
Yeah.
I took some pictures of him, and he was in air gun. So he was in air gunner, and he took it into school, and the teachers took it off him, and they did not want him to be having magazines with guns and things like that
Never.
in the school.
Wow.
And it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because it's guns.
Yeah.
Fine with football
So
hooligans, but if it's got a
if you
gun,
look at some of the young lads
no.
on the circuit now, or young people, because there's girls as well. I think there's about five, I think. And young Josh, who
Yeah, the usher lads.
young Josh, who last year would have actually come third as a junior. He would have come third overall
Yep.
in the open class.
Yeah.
So he's a phenomenal shot, and he's actually elevated now. He is actually shooting full open class. So, and he's only a young lad. I think he's 15 now. Yeah,
I think he's 15 or
Yeah.
16 now. I mean, you got the young usher
Yeah,
lads. You know,
yeah, the two
they're
brothers,
very
yeah.
young.
And there's a couple of young girls as
You
well.
know.
But there's only half a dozen. It would be great if there was like 10, or 15.
Yeah.
I'd love to find a way to get the young kids in. And you're the answer there.
But let's face it,
With your scout groups. You're the answer with the scout groups.
Yeah, we do it in our group, and we do. There's one lad that just left actually, and I was trying to get him to and his dad does shooting with him as well. And I said, "Oh, you'll have to come down and give it a go." And I think they were just like, "Oh, when he gets a bit better, we'll take him." I'm like, "No, bring him along now. He'll get better doing it. Don't. He doesn't have to be a perfect shot. We're not. You just get down there and have a go, you know."
But you've got to have that love for it, haven't you? And I think when you're young, I remember when I was young, I wanted to do everything, and I could never concentrate on one thing. Until I was about 16, and I started getting into music and playing the bass then. So we got two young lads, about 20-ish, who come shooting at Nelson. And they are too busy out.
Yeah.
He's gone. He's gone
he's
off to
gone.
enjoy himself.
Fed's obviously gone off to enjoy himself somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. No, but he's right though.
The issue is,
It's getting the.
All right, sorry,
Sorry,
guys.
go on, Gary.
the issue is, if you walk into an airgun event, into an HFT event, and you speak to everybody's there, the vast majority of us have done something before shooting. I was into taekwondo and golf and martial art, so I was an instructor and stuff like that. Other people I know have raced motorbikes and things like that. And when we become broken and our joints don't work anymore and our muscles and our back hurts and all of that kind of stuff, we still want to compete. We still want to have that rush of going out on a Sunday, find a bunch of mates that you can go with and try and beat, but we can't do anything physical, and we end up shooting air guns because it gives us that same level of competition, and we get to lay down on the floor and eat a bacon sandwich, or a carrot in your case, Seb.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will point out that was said banana.
I think you need to go see the doctor if it's that colour. But I mean,
pleased
right,
to
so
see you,
what did
yeah.
like to, right? Let me prove a point. So me, martial arts and golf. What did everybody else do before they took up shooting?
For me,
music
it was.
for me.
Go on, yeah. For me, it was climbing and kayaking. Climbing and kayaking for me.
I'm an ex-squaddy, so I did a bit of shooting in the army, left the army, and then I played hockey, and I played hockey at a pretty competitive level for many years, and then I smashed my arm and I knocked my leg, and then started shooting.
There you go. Seb?
Yeah, I was when I was younger, I was into boxing when I was younger, and then I got involved with music, and music took like 40 years of my life up. So then I become into shooting then, and then sort of music sort of went away because shooting was easier. I didn't have to bother with a band and interact as much with a band. Shooting is just really nice people, I find, and a great community, to be honest. So I'm hooked now.
Yeah. So My theory, and it's probably a rubbish one, is I don't really think we need to massively cater for the real youngsters. I think we need to cater for families. We need to make it as easy as possible for mum or dad to bring their kids along, make sure that everything is safe and happy for them. But the
Yeah.
people that are going to be keeping our sport alive are those people in their 30s who are coming out of the sports that they can't do anymore,
That's
and
right.
they're
Yeah.
looking for something to do. Um,
Yeah.
as said, it's pretty hard to say that. As said,
In his shed.
when you're young, you want to meet girls, boys, whatever.
Yeah.
There's not a
Yeah.
lot of that in HFT. There is in
No.
motorcycling. You know, Jay Mode has gone off and he's doing motocross and he's loving it. And there's lots of girls going, Jay. You don't get that in HFT.
Yeah.
I only joined it
No.
for the girls
True.
I'll let Gene
and the
know.
groupies.
Yeah.
HFT groupies, yeah. God, scary
The
thought.
groupies, hopefully.
I know.
Have you, Keith? Have you got a question for Gary?
Yeah. I mean, sort of like along those lines, really, Gary. If you could change any rules in HFT to make it more accessible, what do you think we'd do? I mean, my thought. I mean, Sticks has really opened it up, I think.
Yeah.
But do you
Oh,
think there's
yeah.
anything else around that could be like make it just that bit more, or a rule that you would change that you don't like?
I don't think we need to change any rules. I think the rules have come along. They've been built over the last 20 years, and they've been, you can tweak them a bit. Back when I started, there were no 25 mils at 40 yards,
I wish there was.
but we were shooting things like, the Mark threes. Whereas now you've got the Dave State Grand Prix, and you've got the LG 110s, and you've got the XTI 50s. Guns have got a bit more accurate. So they've changed, distances. The only thing that I would bring in, and this is something that I've argued about for many, many years, is I think we should have a hunter class. You're only allowed something like a bog standard S400, no hamster, no adjustable cheek piece. You're not allowed to rest it off the deck. You've got to shoot it from the shoulder. You're only allowed a basic scope. You could have a list of scopes that are allowed. And this is designed to make the kit, let's face it, £1,000.
Yeah.
You S400s, about 650, a decent scope,
Yeah.
200-300. You can't say, well, you can't polish the triggers and things like that, because you couldn't check it. You can't take people's guns apart. But if you had a hunter class, because S400's an amazing gun.
Yeah.
Can it compete with an XTI 50?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think so.
There's a reason an XTI 50 is $3,500.
Yeah.
It's got the better barrel, it's got the better trigger, it's got fully adjustable this and fully adjustable that and fully adjustable over on there.
Yeah.
If you had a basic class, I think that would help a lot of people.
No, that's a really
How
good
many
idea.
classes do you need?
That's a great idea. That is. Yeah.
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 But how many classes do you need? We've already got so many classes.
Yeah.
Well, and they're talking about possibly do more classes in Sticks, aren't they? So you might have your vets and your Sticks open. I've heard that as well.
Well, they did.
From what I've what I've heard with Sticks, they're planning on having a veteran Sticks and a regular stick. So, I mean, Sticks was brought about at Malden we called it Para HFT then, and it was para because it runs in parallel with everyone else, not as in paraplegic.
Yeah.
That's why at the World Championships, if you win with Sticks, you don't win the overall World Championship, because it's a sport that's run in parallel to the other event.
Got you. Right.
So you still become your Stick World Champion. You just don't get the big trophy, because for us, the hardest shot on the course is a freestanding 35 yard, 35 mil. If you're a stick shooter, that's the easiest shot on the course.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So that's the theory behind that. But I think they're talking about sticks for over retirement age and a stick set for everybody else. but I
Yeah.
don't know if that is actually coming in. But that's the rumor I've heard.
That's a good idea. That is, because up in Throckmorton they tried a couple of different classes in Throckmorton for the national stick championships. They had a recoil
Yep.
championships, which I entered. They had what else? They had a woman,
Ladies,
female one,
veterans,
and
2-2 as well, I think.
yeah, and most the veteran
Mm.
the open was the most filled. So I think that would be best because recoil. If you want to shoot recoil, which I do enjoy shooting recoil more than a PCP. Like,
Mm.
then it's your disadvantage if you want to enter a stick competition. So the
Yeah.
best bet
Not
then is to shoot
mentioned it.
PCP, which that's why I bought a PCP as well to shoot. So I got a bit more
Yeah.
chance of doing something like so. That's good, and for
Yeah.
the older boys as well, it's good to keep them alive as well. You know, keep them going.
If I'm alive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
it's good.
sticks is the most important thing that's been in HFT in the last 10 years. It's completely opened up the whole world of shooting again for a lot of people who are thinking they're giving up.
But I was going to give up.
Well,
Yeah, I was going to stop. I mean, that's where I met Phil. Was doing HF2. We were both shooting off the floor at that point, and I was going to stop because I have arthritis and I can't take the weight of the gun
yeah,
on the peg.
my shoulders are.
And I used to come home. And I used to have my hands in ice bucket, in a bowl of ice, to try to get my wrist working again. So sticks completely changed my HFT and allowed me to carry on. It was brilliant.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm training in Wales now to get because I'm starting doing a lot of FT. I've just started getting into FT. It's to get some boys into shooting FT as well or sticks. So I'm shooting there's only one club in Wales, HFT, and the nearest club
Yeah.
to me from Nelson is at Throckmorton, which is about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. But we've got like six
Yeah.
clubs within 45 minutes of FT. But if you're shooting on sticks, it's nearly the same, just a different scope and a bit longer target. So I'm trying to get some boys now, and we the Welsh League for FT, they've just opened up for a stick class to see if it's going to work. So I've got a couple of boys together now, and it's about 5 of us now. I'm trying to drag a few more in so we can all start. So we're open. We can do this for the FT. And some of the old boys who can't sit down anymore and they can't get up and down, well, a bit of luck. There was an old guy, 80 odd years of age, who shot sticks in my first FT competition. So he said, without a stick, I couldn't shoot anymore. So we've just started coming back into the sport because he can shoot off a stick. So it doesn't matter what you do, as long as you're still shooting and enjoying the sport, I think it is personally. Like, so I'm working hard to get the FT sticks in Wales off the ground if I can now,
That sounds like a great idea. And with this 80-year-old, it would be good for you to have someone of similar age to shoot with.
Yeah. All right. You're lucky you're not sat in a room with me.
Sorry, said.
Don't apologise.
Just remember.
Just remember, he's got a big yellow banana.
I was following Ced round at the Welsh Open, and it's very easy to put him off. I was just sitting there looking at a sausage roll and just going, I think this one used to be called Barry. And Ced was there going like,
And I will.
That was a good day out.
it was cracking.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kev.
I will just say that
It was.
when I approached Gary about this, I think it was either Nomads or Throckmorton, I think. And I said to Gary, I said, we're doing this podcast. Would you be interested in coming and joining? And he's gone again. And Gary went, yeah. Oh, is it with Ced? I went, yeah. He says, all right, as long as I can sit here eating a steak dinner while I'm talking to him.
See, all right, well, Gary likes to get meat inside him, and I prefer the vegetarian option.
Well, yeah. Each to their own.
Right. My wife is a vegetarian. I don't know if I've told Ced this. My wife is incredibly tolerant. She's anti-gun. She's vegetarian, and she's married me, a carnivore gun nut. And one day I was out with some friends, and we shot a deer, and we shot two, and I got to bring one home, and I had it hanging up in my garage. Sorry, Sed, I think he's gone.
Describe the
And
book.
you were doing what you do with deer, you were draining it, and my wife comes walking in, and there's Bambi hanging up from the. Yeah, she wasn't best pleased.
Oh, no.
Although that would make a great Disney. You know, Disney keep on making these live action versions of cartoons. They should do Bambi. Open up. So the kids, Mummy, look at Bambi. Bambi's mum.
Bang.
What do you think, Seth? You up for that?
Well, I do shoot rats. I will say I do shoot rats, but I haven't shot a rat for about a year and a half. I would shoot a rat, but I love my animals, to be honest. Like, see, this by you, that's a bit of this is how much I love my animals. That's a bit of fossilized sheep shit. This is around my neck. Look, see, this is a.
That's the most Welsh thing anyone has ever done.
Isn't it?
A man walking around with some fossilised sheep shit round his neck.
Shocking. Absolutely shocking.
I love
if I
you,
hunted,
Seth.
my kids would never speak to me again. So I don't do hunting.
Neither do I. My wife said to me many years ago, and after this, she said, "Look, I just don't really want you hunting, and that's why you'll never see any hunting on Life at the Range, or I don't do any hunting or anything like that. I've got no problem with it, but if I need to meat, I'll go to the local butcher."
Yeah. Why not? Believe it or not, see, Gary, I was a butcher when I left school.
Okay.
Yeah, so
You look a bit like Pat Butcher, I must admit.
a butcher's dog, or no, butcher's overfed dog.
Yeah, that's probably true, very true. I think we're all going down that road.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
I think Seth must be in Hogwarts because he seems to be apparating off every minute or so.
Just like swap
disappearing.
the sides on the screen.
Yeah, guys, I'm having a lot of trouble. So if I go next time, I'll say ta-ra because it's just off and on all the time. But you know it is.
Yeah. Okay, mate.
All right, so
Is that because your internet is coal powered?
could be a lot to do with it. It could be all the mountains we got around us. See,
Exactly.
you know.
But it's
You want to get one of them
Wi-Fi
Starlinks.
in them valleys, mate.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
It's not cheap,
So,
that
Gary-
Starlink, though, is it?
oh, no, it's not Starlink. Oh,
No, it's about 75 a month, I think.
wow. Because
Yeah.
you're in the
Is
middle
it?
of nowhere, aren't you,
Maybe it's
Gary?
going.
Yeah, our nearest neighbour's about half a mile away. Down in deepest, darkest Essex. But yeah, no, it's nice. I don't like people. I like, we'll say we're in the middle of nowhere, and it's just not. When we first moved into this house, again, I apologise for any youngsters watching. To prove a point, because we've got gates and no one can see us from the road, I stripped off and went, I'm going to run around the house with, everything flapping in the breeze. So my wife's there going, for pity's sake. So I strip everything off and I'm running around the house and I'm going through the garden, forgetting that the Essex Way, which is a footpath, actually goes right down the side of our garden. So as I come belting down the garden, these two ramblers going walk that way, and I look at them, they look at me, they go, morning, and I go, morning, and I go flying round the corner.
Oh, dear.
I know, luckily I didn't get arrested.
No answer to that.
Keith, I think you were going to ask something then.
I've totally forgotten this. And Gary, I forgot that we got you booked in for this week, mate. Don't ask me to remember anything.
Oh, he did.
Well, all right, let me ask Phil. So,
Yeah.
what would you change if you were going to do, if you wanted to make HFT better or more inclusive, what would you do?
Yep. Ooh, I didn't realise I was going to have questions. What would I do? I mean, I've not been doing it too long, so I found it really, like you say, really friendly. I don't know. Could like clubs have someone who, talk people through it, the rules, and the rules are really hard to get to when you first join the sport, because it's just they're so long, and there's so many like little rules. You're like, oh, I've been doing it this way. Oh no, you've been doing it wrong. You've got, there's a tiny little rule that you didn't know about, or this and that. So I think the rule book is not the easiest to understand, definitely. Perhaps something like that. I think we could join the 21st century a little bit with the book, with the rules. Is there some way we can, I don't know, the UKHFT do like a video with the rules that make it like really simple for people to understand?
That's
That would help, I think. Well, yeah, there is that, yeah. But you have to look for it, though. You have to, maybe perhaps people point them in the right direction. Maybe Gary's new series that he's doing.
Well, we have got videos on rules and the rules of HFT. And it's not extensive. It doesn't cover every single rule. One thing we have done, or I am in the process of doing, is I've done 120 odd videos now for Life at the Range, and somebody said to me the other day, sometimes it's really, really difficult to find a particular video if they want some help. So what we're doing is we've got lifeattherange.com. So I'm just in the process of uploading all the videos there, so that you can go onto the web page and go, right, I want rules, I want silly stuff, I want things to show me how to do manelas or standers, and all the videos will be there for that specific thing that you want. So it's exactly what you said, Phil. You're right. Sometimes the rules, it's like a lot of people don't know that the butt pad was like 2¼ inches, and you can fall foul of the rule. But luckily, the marshals are there to guide you and not always penalise you.
I mean, I think they ought to bring in well, there's two things I think. The first one's relatively straightforward, is that there doesn't seem to be any particular form of scrutineering at any events. And so, and we all know it's like those 15 centimetres in it that the hamster can be below the centre of the barrel, and things like that. There's nobody checking that. There's nobody checking the angle of the butt pads unless somebody complains. So maybe there could be a scrutineering brought in, so then nobody can say that, oh, well, he had this.
There's more scrutineering than you know. The scrutineering, I mean, I was Chief Marshal for, 12, 13 years. And what we do is we have certain marshals who are out there who are looking for things. And if they see something that they feel could be illegal, then when the person gets to the chrono tent, the chrono marshal is waiting for them. And that's when they check it and stuff like that. So if we wanted to scrutineer everybody's gun, then we've got to arrange for everybody to bring their gun to a scrutineering tent and and you're going to have more time allocated to the people who have to do it. Having skilled marshals, which Steve O'Mara has done a fantastic job, and you should definitely get Steve O'Mara on the website, on the podcast. He's northern, so you'll have to put up subtitles. But he's done a fantastic job in training up people and actually, so they know what to look for. So it's very rare that somebody gets away with something without it getting picked up.
Right. And then that's interesting. I didn't know that people did that. That's good. But the other thing that, and this would require a whole infrastructure thing, is the accessibility. I mean, I did some bench rest the other day, which I've done a video for on the Airgun forums, guys, if you ever want to watch it. But the bench rest community is really massively set up for disabled shooters.
Yeah.
And it would be amazing if there was something that could be done to try to bring disabled shooters into HFT and FT. The problem we've got is by its very nature, it's a country sport.
It's a field sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It would be interesting if there was ever any. I've been to one setup, which is up the Midlands way, where they actually shoot on a farm and it's shot off the paths around the farm. Right, and they did have a couple of disabled shooters going around. They've got a tripod, swang the tripod down beside it, bang, bang, knocked all the bloody targets over. You know, but it's really, and I know it's a complete infrastructure thing that would have to happen. But it would be quite an interesting if something could be arranged as a test event or a show event.
Things like that can be done. I mean, if you think about Malden District, they've got the meadow course, which is very flat and very open, and people who are differently abled on wheelchairs and things like that could certainly move around that. But the minute you get into woodland courses and things like that, it'd be all the routes and everything like that. It's not just them having access, it's if they then have an issue getting them out and putting people into a position where if they have a medical emergency, can you get to them and can you get them out safely? Also and this might sound horrible and I'll take the flak if everyone wants to throw it at me. Do you, for the one person who wants to shoot it in a wheelchair, should you ruin the courses for the other 130 and make it a very sterile course for everybody? So, well, we can't go into the woods anymore. We can't do this anymore. We've only going to shoot in an open field because Barry might turn up. But Barry can go and do bench rest. There's lots of shooting he can do. HFT, unfortunately, is not one of those sports that is really accessible for people who are wheelchair bound.
Yeah. Like I say, I think
I think you're right there.
Yeah. It's just infrastructure is.
I'm going to get some crap for that.
It's a big infrastructure move.
Yeah, who's going to pay for it?
Well, that's part of it.
Yeah.
We pay a tenner a shoot, so that will go up to £100 a shoot. Just having if you just put, I think at MAD we put in a ramp for wheelchairs to use the toilets, and that was hundreds and hundreds of pounds just in concrete alone, just to get the time. Yeah. And a lot of the places we shoot, I mean, again, Malden District, that's a preserved woodland. It's a bluebell wood. You can't go in there and start cutting in paths and things like that. And most HFT clubs are in woodland where we're there. We don't own the land. Very few clubs I can think of own the land. They're all using the land which belongs to somebody else. And as such, we have to tread lightly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you just take note. I mean, like this weekend, I went to Throckmorton rather than Nomads because I knew my 77-year-old dad wouldn't have been able to get around. And he wasn't even shooting. He just wanted to come along and watch. So that's why I went to Throckmorton, because it's flatter. And you're never going to be able to do everything for everyone, unfortunately. And you're quite right. You do have to assess the need for it. Maybe need's not the right word, but at the moment there isn't that necessity for us to have it accessible to people in wheelchairs or difficulty in walking.
Sorry, gents.
What I do like at Throckmorton is that you've got all the silver snipers with their converted golf trolleys before their rifles, and I mean, it's brilliant. That I think it's very.
I've got to go and get my power lead. My power's just gone off. I've got to go and get the power lead for the laptop, otherwise it's going to switch off. Give me 1 sec. Okay. Sorry about that. It was about to switch off.
No worries. So we're saying I apologise for throwing that hand grenade in there, then, Gary.
No, not at all. It's if you're not going to have the discussion, then nothing improves.
Yeah.
I would love, as we were saying earlier on, the sticks thing has brought so many disabled people back into the sport, which is absolutely brilliant. And if you look at the likes of Rex Bennett,
Yeah.
he's got this big mechanical trolley that he puts all of his stuff on and he pushes around. And, we've got some very, people with a lot of health issues who are still shooting, but there comes a point with the sport that we're doing. Unfortunately, you need a certain level of mobility to be able to do it.
Yeah. But what I will say to folks is that if you have got disabilities, look at bench rest. It's so technical and so and it's really focused, and it is really open to all abilities. So if you want to go in a shooting sport, HFT and FT are going to be very difficult, I'm afraid, especially if you're a wheelchair user. But bench rest, my word, absolutely spot on for a guide.
I mean, look at Matthew. Matthew Gleaves. He's not a great disabled bench rest shooter. He's a great bench rest shooter. He's one of the best in the country.
Absolutely.
And his disability does not hold him back, even to an nth degree.
Yeah.
No. So you're 100% right. And of course, if you don't want to shoot air guns, you've got gallery shooting, 2-LR and things like that, which are all, again, set up for people to shoot from the seated position. But with the way things are going, I've seen wheelchairs that are designed to go off-road. So if you've got a wheelchair that can go off-road and you can get round an HFT course, with the invention of sticks, you can have a stick there, you can have a rifle there. There is no reason why you can't do it from a wheelchair if you can get round the course.
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
Yeah, fair point.
So I think on that bombshell, back to the studio. Right. Well, I think we'd like to thank you, Gary, for coming and taking part and being a good sport. Thank you for inviting us to your podcast.
And putting up with said.
Don't worry, I promise I will not be starting my own podcast.
Well, I don't know. Well, we normally finish off with a little bit of what we're doing this weekend. So I don't know if anyone has anyone got anything. Is anyone doing anything this weekend? I may go to Nomads if I'm allowed out to play. Get a bit of practice in for the summer league the week after.
I'm going to be coming down and, for want of a better phrase, playing with Gary. So down at Mad for the double header for the UK AHFT National League. I'm camping over there.
Of course it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Excellent. Unfortunately, I won't be at Mad this weekend. As you know, I seriously mangled my leg about a year back now, and I've got some surgery coming up, and I've been having a few issues with it and fatigue and things like that. So I've decided to not shoot this weekend and rest because I'm having surgery the week after. And if I get a bad cold from someone, if I do any damage or anything like that, then they won't do the surgery. So I've got some shooting to do at home, and I'm having the weekend off. So it's the first proper national. I hate missing. I don't think I've ever missed Mad, but it's you're going to have fun.
Yeah, I can.
Richard and Vinnie Holland have been there for 3 weeks building courses. So yeah.
I've only ever shot there once
You're
before.
Cry.
So I shot last year because last year was the first time I did the National League. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to first time I'm camping there as well because I'm tight and I don't want to pay 150 quid a night on the hotels.
Well, look, have an amazing time, and I'm sure you will. But you don't fancy it, Phil?
Not this year, but I might try and do try to do more of the nationals next year. We'll see.
Excellent.
Stuff going on.
Well, I hope the surgery goes well, Gary, and I hope you're all fit and
absolutely.
You'll be up doing the tango in no time at all.
Oh, that we can only hope.
That is also something to pray for.
No worries. Take care of yourselves, and thanks for inviting me on the
Cheers, then.
podcast. And we'll
Cheers.
catch you all again
Cheers,
soon.
Gary. Catch you soon, mate.
Bye.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.